The coronavirus outbreak started in Wuhan, China late last year, and there have been a lot of questions about Beijing's transparency as the pandemic progressed. Joining us now to talk about that is BBC China media analyst Carrie Allen, who's on Skype from the UK. Carrie, you monitor Chinese media. What can you say about how state-run media there has covered and is covering coronavirus?
Well, at the moment, all we're seeing in official media, this is one of the things we have to factor in, that China has been delivering its media on the coronavirus from day one just by official sources. So People's Daily, CCTV, people have been seeing a united message that China has this under control. And this is very much thanks to people staying at home and not going outside. So that has been the clear message that's been coming out at the moment. But there's also a lot of concern about import cases and particularly a lot of sensitivity towards import cases from foreigners. So one of the things that we've seen in the last 24 hours, for example, are more than 100 cases coming in to southern China from Africa. And this has raised a lot of tensions in China between expats and Chinese nationals, and people are concerned that people who are entering China, whether they're local Chinese or whether they're foreigners, are potentially not taking the same precautions as everybody else.
We actually heard from our correspondent in Beijing not too long ago that a lot of people in China believe that the coronavirus started in the United States. Do you see that when you monitor Chinese media?
I don't too much, actually. So I know where this all started. There's a member of the foreign ministry called Zhao Lijian who's known for being very outspoken. And he made a statement saying that it could potentially have come from the US, very much off the back of what he saw as a lot of criticism that the US had been pointing at China for the virus in the first place. So we know that President Donald Trump referred to this as the Chinese virus, and there was a lot of sensitivity, for example, for Mike Pompeo saying that this was the Wuhan coronavirus. And the World Health Organization said that this is a virus without borders. We don't necessarily know where it came from. We know that it started in China, but this kind of language really irritated the Chinese people. And Zhao Lijian saying that it could have come from the US, who knows, did get a lot of people asking, well, maybe it did, we don't know. But not a lot of people genuinely believe that. It's one of many conspiracy theories.
You tweeted out a video today that's a rap song that may fall under the category of propaganda. Let's listen to some of it.
Racism, slanders, we got so many rumors flying. Chinese virus, what a nice name, presented by U.S. politician. So that's what Virus Fund said, then just go successfully.
So in your tweet, you described this ad as a diss track targeted at the U.S. from Chinese media. What's the message here?
The message is that, again, that this is a virus that the whole world should be working together to try and eradicate, and the US should be working with China, and basically a lot of footage in this video is targeted at the US. A lot of the language is targeted at the US, but also amazingly, I've seen quite a lot of these diss tracks before. I've seen China likes to use rap because it's a way that it can engage with a young audience. It can target young people, and because rap is quite catchy, people can sing along, and that way they learn the government's messages. So this is one at the moment that the US is not playing ball with China, and it could be working closer together with China.
What about what they're calling China's wailing wall, which I guess is the comment section on the last blog post on Weibo of the doctor who warned of the spread of coronavirus but was silenced by the government and then ended up dying of COVID-19 early on? Is that being covered in Chinese media, this sort of shrine that has developed on this blog post?
Not at all, no. This is a very sensitive topic. So the doctor, Li Wenliang, there's been a lot of sensitivity around him in the first place. So he was originally, he was one of the whistleblowers who commented on this coronavirus starting in Wuhan and potentially being a huge problem. He was brought in for questioning by the local authorities and made to sign a document saying that he shouldn't spread rumors on social media or he'd be arrested. And he ultimately died of the virus. And when he died, there was outrage that he had tried to be silenced in China. So this was one of the things that the censors, because it's known that China censors a lot of social media platforms, they were struggling to remove posts because they were just coming from all over the place. A lot of anger and criticism towards Li Wenliang. But the government has tried to maintain the dialogue on him. So in recent weeks, what they've done is they've included his name on a list of martyrs. And what this means is they're people whose names are preserved, and other people can be arrested if they say anything negative about them. So they've tried to put this footage out and this media rhetoric out in the public sphere. But yeah, obviously there are still people who see him as this figure of challenging the state. Well, basically, they see him as a figure that came into conflict with the state, and so they're trying to get their voices out, and the government is trying to force them down.
That is Carrie Allen, who is the BBC's China media analyst. Carrie, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jeremy.